Okay, well, we're back. You thought you got rid of us, but you didn't. This is the Jawin with the Naturalists while we're drinking our Java.
Yeah.
What are we going to jaw about today, Miss Laura Rajas?
Well, it is fall, and I can tell because of the gorgeous wreath behind your head, which is so pretty. And it's almost Halloween, and so I figured maybe we could talk about fall leaves and such, and what might be happening this time of year.
Oh, awesome. Because I actually been doing some crafty things. So I can share some fall crafts for families that are looking for things to do while they're out playing in the leaves. Do you have, are your leaves down yet? Ours are still kind of.
Yeah, we've had a spectacular year. It's just been the right, I guess, the right weather. And yeah, we do have a few left, but once we've had a couple of windy storms, and so they're starting to come down.
Yeah, ours are at peak, and we were supposed to have a really beautiful fall too. Unfortunately, everything's gone virtual, so I haven't been outside as much as I wanted to. That's why I'm doing some crafts. So I wouldn't mind what the trees look like from Laura Rogers in Michigan, how they turned out.
Yeah, I have some pictures. You want to see?
Yeah, let's.
All right. Well, you all know what wicked mad skills I have by now. The computer. So let's just see if we can do this.
Well, by the way, I love your glasses.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Happy Halloween and stuff. Can you guys see this all right?
Yeah, but as you're not quite set up.
Well, I mean, again, you know, that's me, Bri. Can I do it like this? How's that?
Groovy.
Groovy fall colors. Okay, yeah. So Michigan's got the climate for the maple trees. So it's just been a spectacular year. This is the street near my house. It is a natural beauty street. I don't know how one becomes one of those, but apparently this street applied and was accepted. So we got our maples, which are just gang busting this year, just doing a great job. And then of course we still have a couple that are kind of like some of the oaks are still, they tend to be a little bit later. And so they're still kind of green. This was taken a few, I don't know, like a week or two ago, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is by my house too. But you got your reds in the maples and your yellows and your pinks and your oranges. And a lot of that, I guess, has to do with, as you know, the whole photosynthesis thing, which keeps the leaves green, is breaking down. And that allows some of the yellows and the oranges, those colors to come out a little bit more. They've been there the whole time, but they've just been covered up by the chlorophyll. But for the reds, that has to do a lot with whether you have a certain type of weather. You have a certain type of weather. Yeah, I'm a poet and I don't know it. So if you've got like sort of warmish sunny days mixed with cool nights, it kind of traps the sugar that in those leaves that's the food that's been being made all summer, and it makes the leaves react in that bright red. So that red's not in there normally. It just kind of comes out because of certain. And there's one of my little. I get artsy sometimes.
Oh,
so one of these leaves is not like the other. One of these leaves just doesn't belong.
You're not
so I guess like, yeah. Can you guess?
I'm gonna say it's the maple that's got red and a little bit of yellow.
That's right. That's right, Miss Kathie. So I guess the isn't it the rest of those guys? Those look like white oaks. Those have a lot of tannins in them, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
And so they tend to be kind of purplish and brownish.
Right.
And then of course one of my favorites, sassafras. This is just one of the 3 leaves of sassafras. and so I couldn't find any of the other two, but I'll leave that up to the panel to go out and find the other two. That's the mystery. What do the other two types of leaves look like? I'll let you decide. And what do you think of when you see this picture?
I want to jump in it.
I know. This is like my public service announcement. First of all, if you're going to go out there and collect leaves, bring a big bag, okay? Because there are lots of pretty leaves there for crafting. But whatever's left over, don't rake them up and put them in bags. Leave the leaves. There are so many nutrients and vitamins and minerals all up in those leaves that if you let them just decompose on your lawn, they're going to release all that good stuff into your lawn, and it's going to be beautiful next year. Plus, you don't have to spend
all of the critters that are underneath there, those little microorganisms that actually help.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So, plus it looks pretty.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Did you toss those out there, or was it just like that?
That is my sister's lawn. I'm so jealous. They have a giant maple, and so I said, I got to take a picture of this lawn. Don't do anything differently. So jealous. So anyway, that's what I got.
So like you're talking about the chlorophyll, they're like molecules when you get down to basics of what's inside the leaves that absorb the food, and that they also what are they called? Is it porphyrins and anthocyanins and carotenoids, giving the color in the fall when it shuts down. So they've been absorbing the wavelengths all of that time. Is that how that works? And now you're like Bill Nye science guying me right now. It's a little too early for me to think so scientifically, but yeah, I mean that chlorophyll, the way I explain it is like the chlorophyll is like the tree's little aprons that they wear when they're making food, and it covers up all the other clothes or colors that the leaves have. But they're underneath there, unless you're like a naked chef, all you have that. But the trees, let's keep this
don't go around naked.
So the green then is reflected in the summertime, and all the other colors they would have would be absorbed.
They're kind of hidden. Yeah. They're in there, but we can't see them, except for the red. The red is the one that only comes out afterwards because of that trapped food that in the form of sugar in the leaves. Once the daylight and the temperature kind of alert the tree, like, hey, it's time to shut down food making because winter's coming. And then the little they have that little film, that little sealant type thing that they make at the where their little stem is, so it kind of cuts off the food.
I know what that is. Abscission.
Oh God, yes.
Oh my God, you're bringing my brain cells back. This is the reason why we need to do more.
I know, it hurts. It really hurts. All you need to know out there is that the leaves go from pretty green to pretty other colors. That's all you need to know.
Well, and the fact that it's been pretty. I have to admit that it's also been the year for mushrooms too. We've had lots of rain, so mushrooms have popped up all over the place. So we've been mushrooming it out. However, you mentioned a couple of the other leaves. Some activities that I have done in the past is created some, like a collage of leaves with the kids, and we just kind of laminated them. So here is that one other leaf type from our sassafras tree.
Two down, one to go.
I know, they're gorgeous this year. This fall
beautiful,
is totally sassafrasy. And then there's this leaf, which is another oak. This is in the red oak family. So usually I tell people if the leaves are lobed, it's in the white oak, and if it's jagged like this one, then it's in the two families. Red oak is jagged, white oak is lobed. And I don't think I have a white oak on this one. But you notice everything is brown now. So I totally squished everything into some dull brown, but it's a great collage.
It is. It's very pretty.
Yeah, to make. And so, with COVID and everything, trying to find things for the kids to do, science related. And I think also that would be perfect in doing extra work for maybe school, since everybody's virtually virtual. Creating your own journal is a good idea of these plants that are right outside your home, so you can learn about them. Especially if you do it, annually. We talk about phenology, which is the seasonal, studies of plants and animals as they go through, in their seasonal changes. And so if you journal every year, you can kind of guesstimate when things are going to fall and when they're going to start to bloom out again. And so for kids, I think it's a really great idea to go out and collect things like leaves. Here's one right here. Of course, it's going to be another maple.
Beautiful.
Take a tree book. Here's one. This is Eastern Forests. And then identify your leaf with your book, and then you can press these. I used to do this with the girls when they were younger. Press them into a book and then write down the name of the tree. And if you're really good and want to be scientific, it's ideal to write down their scientific name, which would be for this one what?
Wait, let me guess. Acer saccharum or something like that.
Good.
Did I get it right?
Yeah. Well, you better. You're the sugar mama. You're the sugar baby.
Yeah, but scientific names flummox me.
Yeah. Boy, are they fun. So anyway, so journaling is a good thing. Creating, putting them in a book and flattening them, and then, writing it, then gluing them down on paper and writing their name and keeping that. I've kept the kids for, their journals forever. A fun activity, especially around Halloween, is, if you eat a lot of yogurt, you can keep the container, and maybe take your pressed leaves. Now, this one would probably crumble if I tried to glue it down. So what I did is I take my leaves and I dip them in hot paraffin wax, which is for my hand. But you can, paraffin wax you can get anywhere. And the bath is like almost liquidy, so you can do it on the stove if you wanted to, or just kind of dip it and then let it drain, almost like making your own candle. And then once you do that, it's a little bit more pliable, and then you can glue it down onto your yogurt cup or mason jar or whatever. And I just glue it down with Mod Podge.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for the
one of my favorites,
but it only had so much space, so I just use this the old Mod Podge.
Loving it.
Just dip it and kind of have to hold it down a little bit, but it'll hold down fine. And then once you get it sticking, then you Mod Podge some more over the leaf, and it kind of has this glossy look. And you can take some raffia or some ribbon, and you can put that around the top, depending on how earthy, crunchy you want to look, or maybe color or whatever. And then here's one that I've done.
Ooh, beautiful.
Thank you. And I just love the ginkgo. I think that's one of the prettier leaves.
It is.
I try to find, something that's close to the size. Like here is an oak leaf. It's not too terribly big. There. And
that's gorgeous.
For the kids, they could easily, just use one of these little candles that you just have a little button on. You don't have to use.
Oh yeah.
Burn your fingers.
Right. That's delightful. I'm gonna do that. I'm so excited.
It's really not that hard, and it takes no time at all. I mean, you don't have to use a wax bath, but I just think that it just kind of gives it that glowy, and it does. I made this like 4 years ago, so every year I bring out my candle with this all colorful and fall like. So I thought I'd do it again and pass that on to anybody that's interested in doing some fall crafts. Just to stay busy and stay outside, I guess.
I love that. And with all these beautiful leaves, I mean, so many times I look up and I think, oh, those leaves are going to be gone in a few weeks, you know, and I wish I could just find a way to have them around longer. And that's a great idea. That would make a delightful gift too.
Yeah, and not only that, but you can, again, if you do the paraffin wax, you can literally, dry these guys. Just I put them, dip them several times, and I put them on wax paper, and you can string them on a string and kind of make, like your own curtain of these leaves as well.
That's a great idea. All right, I'm going to go out and get some paraffin wax.
Okay. It's not that hard, and it's not that expensive. You can do Amazon and get it, and it'll be here at your door tomorrow. And you can take all of your half of your sister's leaves, because you want to leave the rest on the ground.
Yeah. I better get over there and grab some.
And make a curtain.
Hey, you know what? You could make like a shower curtain. Of course, with the wax, it might get kind of melty, but I'm starting, there goes the brain. Ideas.
Well, it wasn't a great idea. I don't think that was a bad idea. But
it's fabulous. Loving it. For
fall, we just came up with some good stuff. So anybody wants to make comments, go for it. I guess we could end with Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. So bye, guys.
Play boy. Until next time. Maybe let's do something for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, love y'all. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.